In this video, I'm talking about homeschool autism and 10 essential ideas for learning that you definitely need coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this kind of stuff. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more, remember to hit that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell. And if you're watching over on Facebook, please make sure to give this page a like and a follow to see daily videos. So I'm going to be discussing 10 ways of teaching or learning different things at home for children and anybody really who's in a learning environment while staying at home and being on the autism spectrum for homeschool autism. This is kind of paramount right now because I feel like so many of us are in a situation because of the COVID-19 and everything else that's happening right now. So this hopefully should help you, give some insight and help you along the way. And if you're struggling to find things to do just for entertainment, this should help as well because learning is always fun. Guys, let me know in a comment down below if you are homeschooling right now, and if you homeschool anyway. I'd like to know how many people are watching this who are actually homeschooling. Just put it in a comment down below. I'd read and respond to every single one, and that would be super cool. Oh, and just a quick question. If you want to help support this channel, because obviously we're struggling during this whole COVID-19 thing, we're definitely taking a hit here, please check out our Patreon page down below where you can subscribe and have access to exclusive content like our weekly secret vlog, and also some of the exclusive courses taught by myself to you guys on things like how to turn your obsessive interests into a career and how you can actually do that, and some other things on stuff like turning traits into superpowers and also coping secrets. There's a whole bunch of things on there. It's gonna be amazing, so please check it out, and if you want to support, that'd be amazing. Also, you could just support by clicking the join button down below for a monthly access to exclusive content here on YouTube as well. But anyway, don't have to, we're just putting it out there because if you want to help support me, I'd be forever grateful. Thank you so much for listening. Okay, so I developed this list of 10 things along with Naomi, my partner. She's awesome. She actually worked in a school specifically for special educational needs in autism, and she has a first degree honours in childhood studies and development in autism and Asperger's syndrome. So she helped me devise these, and I'm going to go through them right now and try and get you some cool cutaway clips of how these things should kind of look. Okay, so number one is sorting. Things like color sorting and generalized shape sorting or item sorting, and these could be anything from an item to put them all together in different things, or sorting out shapes. And so basically you have a bunch of different shapes or a bunch of different colored items, and then you say to the kid, hey, why don't we push all of the yellow ones this side and all the green ones this side and blah blah blah. What this does is it helps them learn the colors, and it also helps them learn the idea of actually splitting things up like a command to task ratio. So you're thinking, okay, there's a few things going on here. I've got to assess the situation, figure out how I'm going to move this to there, how I'm going to segregate these, how do I pick out the orange ones, the yellow ones. It's very, very good. I'm actually doing this with my son right now, and he has a lot of fun doing it, and I feel like he's learning loads from it because he starts to learn the colors from this. But you could also do it with things of sizes. So maybe you have different forks in your house or something. You could have small forks, bigger forks, and even like a big wooden spoon or something. You say sort out the shapes, all the sizes, say which sizes all the large ones go here and all the small ones go over there. It's a very simple but effective one. Super awesome. Okay, so number two. This one's quite an interesting one. So I've got these things available on my site, which I'm going to leave a link for down below, but they're going to be completely free. I usually charge for them, but because we're in this COVID current situation, you guys can have them completely free, and you can just go to my website and download them, or I'll leave a direct download link in this video for you guys. Now, these ones are different ones. I've got a few different ones. There's now and next cards, daily routines, and reward work for charts, right? And how this works is very, very simple. The now and next cards are cards that you print out, and there's a blank space. So you write now we're having breakfast, and then next we're going to the bathroom to wash our hands and brush our teeth, and then you do another one, so now we're brushing our teeth, and then we're going to get dressed, or whatever, however you want to arrange that. Now, the now and next cards are amazing for visual representation to help children or people on the autism spectrum understand what they're doing and then what comes next, because that whole protocol can be difficult, right? And we were just talking about executive function in a video I did the other day, and that is another issue, so I would say that these now and next cards, again, the link to download these so you can print them out yourself is down below, and this is going to be super, super helpful for anybody who wants to kind of have a visual representation that you can put on your fridge or the wall or in the room or whatever. Now, the same thing applies to the daily charts. So there's a daily chart that, in the morning we're going to do all these things, and then at lunchtime we're going to do these things, and in the afternoon we're going to do all of these things. It shows kind of like a timeline of what you're planning for that day. So the person can see a visual representation of how their day is going to pan out. And I think that's super, super interesting and very, very needed when you're dealing with people on the autism spectrum who like to have things in visual representation. And then also I have like a rewards work for chart, which is basically like, we're going to complete 4 tasks and then you can get the thing you want. So say if it's an iPad or an Xbox or like a box of Pringles or something. So if the child or the person wants those things, well, they have to work for those things. So they say, okay, well, we're going to complete some, numbers, we're going to do some shape sorting and some color sorting, and then we'll get the treat. So you tick them off and they see a visual representation, or I only need to do 2 more things and then I can get the iPad or whatever it is. Super, super interesting, very helpful, and very, very good for somebody on the autism spectrum. I've seen this actually work very, very well for people in real life and, practical situations. Amazing. But I know that we're not all kind of paper-based thinkers and learners. Some people actually like to use apps and different things. So there is an app called Tiimo, and they're an amazing company. They're a Danish company who set up this app specifically for people on the autism spectrum and with ADHD to help them look at like things from a visual perspective. Now, Tiimo is like a visual-based planner, and you can pretty much get it to do anything, like telling you when to take medication, when to use the bathroom, when to eat, when to go to sleep, when to study, and then it shows you like little alerts on your iPad or iPhone or Apple Watch, and it actually works on Android as well now, and it'll show you these little representations of like a cartoon symbol of the thing that you're doing, so kind of like the now and next cards and stuff. It will actually show you it, and it has a little timer on it, like a timeline, so it tells you how long you've got to complete this task within, which is absolutely fantastic because visual representations are everything. I highly recommend checking out Tiimo. I think their calendar is currently for free as well, so I'll leave a link for Tiimo down below so that you guys can go and check that out specifically, and you can download the app. I use it all the time. I absolutely use it for everything I do because it's just so absolutely just bang on. It's also especially good if you've got like older kids who are like kind of like, they don't want like paper-based kind of stuff stuck on the fridge, they want to actually use an app and be a bit more cool. Tiimo's the way to go. Okay, so number 3 is messy play. Now, messy play could be like water or paint or using like water or flour mixture. Kids love getting messy. But messy play is just like a good way for someone to just let off some steam, and there's so much learning they can do. You can draw in it, or you could just like, messy play is amazing. My son loves playing in water, and having to deal with different sensations like playing in water also gets you used to things like, if you have to go swimming, or if you're somewhere where you might go on a holiday or vacation and you'll have to go in the water to do something, or you go to a water park, you're going to get wet, and playing in water is a fun thing, and it's nice to know that. So water play is really good, but messy play is really fun. It's a way of them expressing themselves and a way to get a bit of emotion where there's no kind of rigid structured rules, where they can just have a bit of themselves, really. I advise using water and like maybe some like bubble bath stuff. You could also use like paint. I know kids love like finger painting and hand painting, things like that, but you could use paint with different kind of messy play where there's no set rule. You just kind of just go crazy and just let them do what they want. Okay, so number 4 is sensory play. Now, sensory play, you could use like cold pasta, like squidgy cold pasta. You could use dried pasta. You can also use dried cereal, so they can feel the sensation of dried cereal, and just to play, you get a cup of dry cereal and you pour it down the other ones. It's just a nice sensory environment, and like collecting things and like just moving stuff around. And also you could get like dried cereal laid out in a tray and then get like a toy car, and you could drive the toy car through the dried cereal, and you'll see like a nice trail. It's just a good, relaxing, sensory therapeutic play that is exceptionally good for people on the autism spectrum. And in actual fact, I'm pretty sure anybody who's not on the autism spectrum will still appreciate sensory play because it's just nice and relaxing, and it gets you kind of all tingly and awesome, and I just love it. And so sensory play is definitely the way to go, and I just recommend using like dried stuff. You could use dried pasta, you could use wet pasta, but using dried cereal is definitely good because dried cereal doesn't disintegrate like wet cereal does, and it's a bit more messy, and yeah. Okay, so number 5 is painting. Now, when you're painting with children, you could do all kinds of cool stuff. You could use hand painting, finger painting, paintbrush painting, but I figured out another technique where you could get like toys and use toys as almost like a stamp, where you could get a toy car, which is obviously using a washable paint, don't use anything that's going to stain, and then put the car in a bit of paint on the wheels, and then use the wheels to draw around paper. And this is cool because the kid gets to see that the car can make tracks, like tire tracks, and all kinds of cool learning experiences can come out of this. I, for one, love that idea because you can also make a cool painting, or you could even make a cool road for toy cars, or whatever it is you're doing. You could even use horses and get like horses' feet in there, and you could do like a horse trail. There's so many cool things that can come from using toys and paint to create pictures for just like a typical learning environment, and painting is so inspirational and creative. It's so good. It's a good way for a kid to learn. And I think that we should never just think, painting just means like getting a paintbrush or a straw, and doing the whole kind of like painting thing. You can also be creative with it. You know, why stop at toys? You can use like cans or jar lids and cups, and I don't know, maybe you have more, you know, let me know in the comments down below if you have any crazy cool ideas that you use paint, things to paint with, and that'd be super cool. But yeah, painting, super good. Super awesome. Okay, so number 6 is one of my favorites. This one is called Animal Rescue. Basically, you get any toys that they've got, or animals or creatures, and then you get a board or a wall or a piece of cardboard, and then you just put some tape and tape the animals to the board. Then you get them to go and rescue the animals, just to rip them off, because this will help with motor skills, fine motor skills, and you can get them to just like take the tape off, so actually peeling the tape off and rescuing the animal so it doesn't fall. I can get them to like grab the animal off there, as long as they're using their grip. This is a great way. It's a really fun activity. My son had a lot of fun with it, and actually he was more interested in the sellotape, because he pulled the tape off, he'd like pull the animal and the tape off and he'd just have the tape. But it was great. It was a great learning experience. He learned from this, and I feel like he really benefited from it. So again, Animal Rescue is super awesome, and you should definitely try it. Okay, number 7 is drawing in rice or flour. And now this basically means you get this big tray and you pour like flour in it or rice in it, and then you draw with your fingers in it and stuff. And you can even, again, use a toy card to draw through that or something else, and it's just a great way. It's sensory, it's creative, artistic. It's almost like a messy play as well, but there's also rules and restrictions with, like, you know, it has to be in the tray and you move your fingers or use an apparatus to make the drawing. Super cool. Hey, if you are learning loads from this video and getting loads of tips and ideas that you think could benefit other people, please could you share the link for this video on your own personal Facebook page and tell all your friends, if they're going to get some value out of it, to go and check it out. Or if you know somebody on WhatsApp, you can just like WhatsApp and be like, hey, you know, check this out. This may be cool for you and your homeschooling ideas. And also, do it on Twitter and Instagram. If you feel like your friends could benefit from this, why not share it on Twitter and Instagram? That'd be super awesome. So yeah, it would just help other people out, and it would help me out, and it'd help just everything, really. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Please share if you think it'll help somebody. Okay, so number 8 is music play and music therapy. This is a cool one. Close all the curtains in the house if it's during the day, because, well, it's going to be during the day. Close all the curtains in the house, put some music on, and have like an internal disco. Just like chill out, get your kids all like hyped up and ready to just get some energy out. Because what this does, it allows them to release some energy, especially if you're in quarantine and you're in lockdown or a country where you're not allowed to go out and exercise. It's cool to get the kid just getting their favorite tunes on the go. You know, the Baby Shark's blasting, and you're going for it, and you're just like hanging out, you know, like an inspirational TikTok video. But it'd be super awesome. I think that this is a great idea, and you could also get like a torch and just kind of, or a flashlight, you know, and just kind of get some lights going if you have nothing like that. It's a great one for kids because they're not expecting it, you know, and it'd be a really good one for them to let off steam and think that you're a cool parent as well. And I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so number 9 is a pretty interesting one. I like this one a lot. This is investigative play. So basically, you go out to the garden, or maybe if you're on a walk, or if you have something in your house, and then you paint like rocks or something, and then you decorate them and paint them. Then you go and get someone nominated in the house to hide those all around the house, and then you have to go down and like search for them. And then once you find them, then you write like a list which ones you found and stuff. It's really cool. It's a great way to get them thinking about where things could be hidden, and to think outside of the box a little bit, and use their kind of intuition to think, oh, where could this thing be hidden, and how could I find it? But it's just really good fun. It's a great way to get them, you know, getting them painting and creative, and then also getting them interested in like investigative stuff. It's pretty dope. Okay, so number 10, the last one here, is water play with the sink or float. This is a great one. You basically get a tank or a bowl or a bucket or something, and then you get different items, and you say, well, is this item going to sink or float? And then you can take like questions like, okay, do you think it's going to float? And you can take a tally of who gets which ones right if you've got more than one kid, or even if you want to play it with your own kid, if he's an only child or she's an only child, you can get your bucket and you drop the things in and see which things that sink or float. It's a great sciencey type of one, but it's also super fun because it gets the kid thinking about things in a different way, thinking, wow, is this going to float, and why does it float? You know, I'm thinking like that is super awesome. Like, it's just a great like inquisitive game to play. But the sink and float game, super awesome, and it's super fun, very easy. You can even do it in a bath if you want to combine having a bath and doing that. Super cool. But maybe you want to have a bath to wind your kids down. You don't want to wind them up by, you know, dropping things into the bath and getting them all excited about which things sink or float. But at the end of the day, that's super cool. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up. That'd be super awesome. Also, if you'd like to see more videos, hit that subscribe button. Check out this next video here, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.